we're getting ready for All In, and everybody's excited. We've got a nearly sold-out Wembley Stadium for the biggest event in pro wrestling, and we're talking about CM Punk and Cash Wheeler. And not in a good way. Let's get into the CM Punk stuff first, because we have just all these interactions with Nemeth. We've got Jack Perry, we've got Hangman Adam Page, just an absolute mess going on with CM Punk. What are your thoughts on all this right now?
I think it's important to point out, with all the names you just said, we don't actually know what happened or if any of this happened. Like, if we're going to give the benefit of the doubt here, like sometimes stuff in wrestling media, crazy to think about, is not actually real, or perhaps it's embellished. So there might be, a little bit of truth here. There might be a lot of truth to this here, but I think what is kind of unfortunate for all of the other great performers on the card is it's taking, the shine away from the actual matches that are happening here. Because look, just from the outset here, the fact that they sold 70,000 plus tickets without a single match announced, then they start announcing some matches and you're going, man, this is shaping up to be great. This is shaping up to be the biggest AEW show in history, one of the biggest international shows in the history of pro wrestling. Like, that's where the focus should be here, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I found it very interesting that everybody's, chiming in so much on this whole thing with Punk. And, like I said, you don't know what's true and what's not. But of course, we had Punk did the promo on Adam Page, and he was supposed to come Collision, and they send him to another location. Ryan Nemeth shows up and they get in an argument and he gets bounced, and there's talk that Christopher Daniels is banned. What should Tony Khan be doing about all this right now? Because it just seems, as someone who's managed businesses and coached teams, that he's got to step in and clean this up a little bit before it gets completely out of hand.
I feel like we can point at All Out, and like Brawl Out, which is what, everybody's been calling this. Like, that's kind of where things went off the rails a little bit, at least for the perception of everything going on in AEW. And I was definitely in the camp of going, after watching that video of all those things that CM Punk said while sitting next to his boss, there is no way that CM Punk's ever coming back. Oh my gosh, CM Punk comes back. Looks like he's in a great mood. Looks like this is the fun-loving summer of Punk, CM Punk. And then it just kind of went all downhill from there. And it just feels like, it kind of seems like Tony Khan has lost control of the locker room. And it's like, he needs to be the one who's going, you can do this or you can't do this. He needs to be running this show here. And it certainly seems a little bit like perhaps the inmates are running the asylum.
Yep, I would agree with that.